Everybody knows who I am.
What's your name?
Wes Watson. Everybody knows who I am.
What's your name?
Oh man, hey guys, we're back at it again, and this time the fraud, the bum, the bozo himself, that is Wes Watson, and man, this man just took another massive L, and guess who's handing it to him? One of his own former prison homies. That's right, this isn't some random dude on the internet exposing him. This is someone who actually served time with Wes in Oklahoma prison. What he exposes will blow your mind, and you won't look at the cornball Wes the same way after watching this video. So make sure to watch till the end, because we're out here exposing this bozo for being a fraud. Shout out to Street TV for this one, because they brought us the inside scoop with Mariana, a dude who actually did time alongside the self-proclaimed prison guru, motivation coach, and all-around lying buffoon known as Wes Watson. I got the best moments because the interview was a mixture of other stuff to buy. So in this interview on Street TV, Mariana gets asked about all these fake prison channels popping up lately, and obviously Wes Watson's name comes up because he's the biggest fraud of them all. And the moment Mariana hears his name, he laughs. That tells you everything. And when he gets asked if Wes is lying about his stories, he straight up confirms it. Wes Watson is full of shit. Now, I could just tell you about it, but nah, we're gonna do it right. Let me roll the clip.
On the internet, there's been a lot of prison channels popping up in the last couple of years.
I've seen that.
What's your whole take on it? What do you think about them?
It's a trip. I see like some, like, you know, there's some phonies, you know, and there's some good ones. There's some good dudes. Like, I like that dude. That one dude that he talks about his workout. The one, he's from Orange County. He does burpees and all that shit. He has a positive message. I can't think of his name off the top right now. I think he's from Anaheim, but he's a down-to-earth dude. I follow him. And you got phonies like Wes Watson that are just way the fuck out, you know. That dude's just garbage. Then you got dudes like that fool Savage is just straight lame, you know.
Well, he's not denying that he's a PC, right?
But he did. But in the beginning, he said he was a Sureño.
Even his own former cellmates are calling him out. You know how pathetic you gotta be for the guys you did time with to come out and say, yeah, that dude's a fraud. Like, these aren't YouTubers, these aren't critics, these are real ones from inside, and Mariana doesn't stop there. He goes even deeper. If you watched one of this clown Wes Watson's videos, he claims one of his former cellmates did some horrible stuff or whatever. Wes, in his usual over-the-top, fake tough guy way, told some wild story about his cellmate doing some off-the-top crazy stuff. But guess what? Mariana was actually there, and he exposes the whole thing as BS. Once again, let me just roll the clip.
He portrayed himself as something else. Like, he said he was in a riot that he wasn't in, that we were in, Mexicans and the blacks were in. We had a riot with the blacks.
So you did time with Wes Watson?
Yeah, I did time with Wes Watson. So I was in a riot with the blacks, you know, kicked off, shit happened. Shit happens, and he talked about it, and he portrayed like he was in it. And it wasn't about him portraying that he was in it, it was more that after the fact, he started saying stuff about, after the fact, that he was on lockdown for 14 months, that they brought a phone to his door so he could talk to his girlfriend or his daughter, whoever, right? Which was a lie, because they never brought no phones to our door. And only the Mexicans and blacks were on lockdown for like 16 months. No, like we were locked down for like 11 months. The whites, Asians, and the paisas got off after 3 months. So it's just like, dude, he's just like making up stories, and people are just eating it up. His Sally was my boy. We used to drink every week together. His Sally passed away, and what really got me mad was because he talked about his Sally. He made a story up about his Sally that made his Sally in a bad light, right? And his Sally's dead. And the story wasn't true off the top, and then his Sally's dead. So you're gonna talk about your Sally and there's no one to fact check it and everything, right? That's what really, like, you know, aggravated me on with this dude. But I mean, he wasn't nothing he portrayed in there. He just, like, if you ever watch any of his shows, how he acts, nobody acts like that in prison. You know, nobody acts all like this, you know, a credible hug, you know, nah, nobody tells you, hey, you're gonna do this and blah blah, and you gotta do. Nobody talks to you like that. Even
Lying about a man's who's not even alive anymore just to make yourself sound like some hardcore prison survivor, that's a whole new level of disgusting. This isn't some little exaggeration. This isn't some slight stretch of the truth. This is straight up fabricating an entire event. And for what? To sell his cringe coaching programs? To pretend he was a warrior in the trenches? You gotta be sick in the head to lie about something like that. And if that wasn't enough, Mariana also exposes Wes Watson for making up all his crazy riot stories. Now, we all know Wes likes to pretend he was some gladiator in prison, fighting in the yard every day, leading riots, being some big bad prison general, but according to someone who was actually there, it never happened. Bro, are we surprised? This is the same guy who screams into a camera about discipline and hard times while wearing makeup for his podcast appearances. The same dude who can't even fight, yet talks like he was the king of prison yard brawls. You know what's funny? If you actually go watch real ex-prisoners talk about riots, they tell you the real side of it. They tell you how terrifying it is, how people actually die, how it's not some movie scene where one dude dominates the yard like a gladiator. But Wes? Nah, he tells it like it's some Hollywood action flick because he knows that's what sells to gullible fanboys.
Like if you're a homie and you need to take care of something, nobody's gonna be like, hey, you guys, no, they're just gonna be like, hey, hey, there's a problem right here, can you take care of this? And you catch the signal, you know? But nobody's gonna be like, you gotta do this, fuck you, or it's your ass. Nah, no, he talks like that to you like that, and he just it is what it is, you know? He's a character, he should do some action movies or something, you know? If it sounds too way out, I've never said I did all this and that, you know? He said he got 11, 12 years, whatever. He went home in like 7, 8 years, but yet he said he did all this. You understand what I'm saying? You know?
It doesn't add up.
Right? How do you go from, I paroled from a level 4. He paroled from a level 2. How does that work? Your points go up, and you can only go so many down, you know? If you get in trouble. You know, I mean, if you get in trouble, you just go up. You can't go down.
Explain how
Okay guys, let me give you my thoughts. This is honestly one of the worst things Wes Watson has done yet. I mean, the dude was already a fraud, but this is a different level of shameless. Wes Watson is out here making up stories about a guy who isn't even alive anymore to defend himself. Like, think about that for a second. This man is so desperate to keep his fake prison warrior image alive that he's literally using a dead man's name to do it. That's beyond disrespectful. That's just gross. And the thing is, he knows exactly what he's doing. Wes waited until his old cellie passed away before he started running his mouth, because he knew if the dude was still around, he would have called him out immediately. This is the kind of stuff that proves Wes Watson is all talk. He loves to act like he was the most respected, most feared shot caller in prison, but every time we get actual inmates who served with him on record, they all laugh at him. Mariana didn't just expose one lie, he exposed the whole image Wes has been selling. And let's talk about the prison riot stories, because this part had me dying. Wes loves to tell these dramatic, cinematic stories about how he was in these huge, chaotic riots, like he was some Viking warlord leading the charge. He makes it sound like he was out there battling for his life, taking on enemies left and right. But according to Mariana, it's all BS. He wasn't some warrior, he wasn't leading anything, and he sure as hell wasn't feared. And this part is key because Wes thrives off fear. His whole grift is built on the idea that he was the most savage dude in prison, and that if you don't listen to him, yeah, you'll end up in the same situation. That's how he sells his self-help courses and his fake guru lifestyle. But the problem is, none of it is real. Wes's whole brand is about intimidation. But when the people who actually did time with him say he wasn't about that life, that destroys everything he's built. Wes can't handle this kind of smoke. Now let's be real. Wes is not going to respond to this, not directly anyway. He's going to pretend it doesn't exist, or he'll go on one of his usual fake tough guy rants where he starts screaming at the camera like a lunatic, trying to act like he's above all this, but deep down, you know, this is eating him alive. Thank you boys for 105 subscribers. I couldn't have done it without you guys. So I humbly appreciate you all. Thanks for watching, and see you boys in the next one. Peace out.